the more the more platforms we allow China to confuse the public discourse and to sway away to the real issue.
Alex.
Okay, which leads us
All right, Sergey, my friend
to
Alex
the
seems to be.
last part of our space discussion. So we're gonna talk more about. I will call.
Yeah, continue.
Hello.
You're clear now. Continue.
Yes, Alex, we can hear you.
No, I'm getting some audio issues. Hold on. Okay, so this is the last our space, and I will have your future with other experts on the matter. We're gonna talk about information warfare. So my question is, can you elaborate on some specific instances where information manipulation has been used to influence, of course, domestic, international opinions about the West Philippine Sea? What are the common uh, misinformation that China has been actually on this platform? And how can we combat those misinformation, propaganda, and disinformation?
Well, Alex, there are a lot of misinformation going around in X, in Facebook, in TikTok, in YouTube. But I can name at least a few. Well, the gentleman's agreement, the secret deal, is one of those misinformation that the Chinese government has been propagating for us to be divided. But the most important issue of all this fake news that they are really somewhat at some point, many Filipinos are inclined in being convinced to their misinformation is that our president's action in exposing Chinese aggression and engaging other countries for a deepening security cooperation would eventually lead to war. I think that's the number one fake news and misinformation that the pro China trolls are propagating, especially here in X. They're saying that we need to be careful. We need to withdraw support to the president because President Bongbong Marcos is leading us to war. I posted in my X, I think the other day, I debunked that argument because I told them like, how can they even be sure that Xi Jinping himself would even go to war in the Philippines without considering all the intricacies and complexities of waging war against the Philippines, right? So for me, that is something sometimes most Filipinos are inclined by saying like, is there really going to be war? So that's the number one narrative of this information. And then the second narrative is that they're saying that President Bongbong Marcos and Commodore J. Tariela, I know Ray Powell here is listening, is just a pawn of Ray Powell, for example. That there is the one leading the directive for Commodore Tariela to expose all this, for President Bongbong Marcos to do this, to demonize China, because we are all under the instruction of the United States government. I think that's the number two main argument of the pro China trolls. They were saying that everything we do and everything we expose are all provided by the United States. And the embedding and the operations that we're doing are all set up to demonize China. So this kind of this kind of story is, I think, a very hard sell for most Filipinos, unlike the first fake news, because it's very difficult for you to counter an legitimate operation where we embed journalists and they became the truth tellers and to counter this kind of misinformation. So the second narrative is really not that good, because not a lot of people are being swayed with this kind of conversation. And then the third one is that the Chinese government, the third narrative of this pro-China trolls is that the Chinese government is really wanting to have a peaceful negotiation and dialogue with the Philippine president, but he opted to choose the United States, or he opted to choose other like-minded states or the allies of the United States. That is another misinformation that they are propagating. But it's also very easy for us to counter that kind of argument because when President Bongbong Marcos until now still has diplomatic channels in talking to China about how we resolve this kind of tension, whether in Ayungin Shoal or in Bajo de Masinloc, we still have our own Chinese embassy here as well. You know, we are not closing our diplomatic channel against the People's Republic of China. We still talk to them. Our diplomats are still communicating with their Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And it's not true that we totally close down all of this. And we should not forget, President Bongbong Marcos, in January of 2023, a month before we did the transparency strategy, visited Beijing, and he even talked to Xi Jinping. And they talk about how to handle and negotiate about peaceful settlement about issues in the West Philippine Sea. But what happened is that a week after that, Filipino fishermen are still being harassed. A few weeks after, the Philippine Coast Guard was also subjected to military-grade laser. In short, President Bongbong Marcos has always been very sincere in engaging China diplomatically. Our Department of Foreign Affairs are also very sincere in talking to their counterparts in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It is not just the United States or any Western countries that we engage to talk about the South China Sea issue. We are still opening our doors to have a peaceful negotiation and discussion in the West Philippine Sea, but it is them that talks to us in a different tune and then do other things going against whatever they committed in those negotiations. So there is always a disconnect between their words and their actions every time we talk about the West Philippine Sea. So those are the three dominant fake news arguments of the pro-China trolls. Now the question is, how do we respond to these trolls? The simple response of the National Security Advisor, General Eduardo Año, is that no matter how many trolls that they employ, no matter how many fake news or misinformation that they spread across different social media platforms, there's only one thing that we should do, which is have to keep on telling the truth. If we hold on to the truth and we share it to the people and we expose them and we tell more peoples and we embed journalists being the truth tellers to amplify our messaging, no amount of lies can be able to destroy the transparency strategy. No amount of trolls narrative can be able to counter our factual narrative, because the truth is the one that we base our foundation in the West Philippine Sea.
Ivan, thank you, Commodore. Ivan, you have a question. The next question. We have 10 minutes to go.
Oh, okay.
And
So we'll just make this quick, Commodore. So you already answered how the government and other stakeholders can combat the information on the misinformation. We should just tell the truth. One of our last questions would be, to what extent do social media platforms and digital technologies exacerbate the challenges of combating misinformation and propaganda surrounding the West Philippine Sea? And with regards to social media, we saw now the rise of deep fakes and the AIs and blatant manipulation and the repeating of the Beijing line. Is the Philippine government, at least from the Coast Guard's perspective, Do we have measures to prevent these local quote unquote makapilis from undermining our us on social media?
Yeah, using deep fakes, 'di ba? This is already, I don't know, some considered it as a parang cyber warfare na nga,
Yes.
right? So,
Well, on the part of the national government, I know for a fact that DICT has been uh, looking into those social media accounts that have national security complication. Um, of course, that is something that our DICT has to carry out because they are in charge in cybersecurity of the national government. But for the National Task Force West Philippine Sea, we believe that for us to be able to counter the proliferation of disinformation in the social media platforms, it is better for us to engage a lot of people, not just the media personalities. We are now engaging the academic, the universities. We provide talk to the leadership of ADG Jonathan Malaya and the Presidential Communications Office. We talk we talk to not just the media personalities, but all of the sectors of the society, even the civil society. We also engage, and then we, just like you, we also talk to bloggers and influencers to support our fight in countering disinformation in different media platforms. We need to amplify more truth tellers, the ones who are willing to support the national security interests of our country, and who are really willing to stand up against the lies and the misinformation of the People's Republic of China. So, besides from the DICT's approach in addressing cybersecurity issues against deepfake, the National Task Force West Philippine Sea, especially the spokesperson for DFA, for NSC, Jonathan Malaya, me, and of course for the Armed Forces of the Philippines, Colonel Padilla, we have this kind of caravan in different universities, also engaging the youth, since we know that younger generations have more social media awareness. So through our engagement with them, we can be able to increase the number of audience that can call out and make comments and criticize those social media accounts and those pro-China trolls, to say that whatever you're saying or whatever you're posting are not really accurate, because this is fake news and this is a pro-China narrative. So I think we have created so much consciousness now among the youth that some of the, I think Alex and Ivan knows this kind of accounts, that some of those pro-China trolls now have turned off their comment section, because
Yes, sir.
a lot of people now are commenting on them, criticizing them, and condemning those pro-China statements that they are posting in their X and and also on their Facebook accounts.
So last few questions, just rapid fire, sir. You don't need.
um, Ivan,
Yes, go on.
yeah,
Continue, Alex.
I, yeah, because yeah, I know that Sergey has a busy schedule, but what would be your we have so many questions, and I hope
Yeah,
that we
there's
basis
questions in the comments.
yeah, with the good Commodore. What is your message to Filipinos who want to take part in this transparency initiative, to be part of the discussion, and to, of course, combat and push back the false and propaganda of China? On May 15th, I think we will have some kind of there's gonna be like 100 civilian boats. How is this going to um, what will be your message to the listeners and the Filipinos who wants to take part in be part as well of this transparency initiative?
Thank you, Alex. Actually, I have a meeting after by 11 o'clock. So, but let me respond to this
Yeah, yeah.
to this question. Alex, as what I said a while ago, I'm calling on all the active bloggers, influencers who support the national security interests of our country, who supports our fight for the West Philippine Sea. Let us use our platforms for us to be able to quash and quell all those social media influencers that are narrating the news information and the misinformation and propagating the Chinese narrative. Please care to comment. Please care to give the right information on all those posting that they are doing, whether it's in X or in Facebook. Let us crucify them publicly. Let us tell them that they are the traitors. They are the one misleading the Filipino people. It, it is through this kind of humiliation that I think we will be more effective in countering all of this fake news and misinformation that they are paid to do so. I think, and then if you're really that healthy, I would encourage you to support also the Takbo para sa West Philippine Sea. The registration is already open. I can share it with you. My staff will send it to you. I'm encouraging all the Filipinos to join the Takbo ng West Philippine Sea. This is trilogy run. It's July 7. It will be held here in Mall of Asia, and then August in Cebu, and September it will be in Cagayan de Oro. Through this kind of advocacy run, we can be able to show the unity of the Filipino people in responding to China's threat, and to say that the Filipinos, we are not really going to yield, and we support the president in fighting for our sovereignty, sovereign rights, and jurisdiction in the West Philippine Sea. Maraming salamat.
Okay. Thank you so much. Very
Thank you so
inspiring
much, sir.
closing. Yes, thank you. Thank you for participating with us, Jay. You can, Sir Jay. You can.
If you've got somewhere to go, sir, we thank you for your time. We won't be keeping you long.
Yep. Feel free to go down as listener. Okay. Thank you
Thank
so
you, Alex.
much.
Thank you,
And
Ivan. Thank you, everyone.
right.
And thank you to our audience also. We're sorry that we didn't get to the questions in the comments. Sir Jace has a lot of stuff to do. We'd like to thank you all for listening. And once I echo the sentiments of the good Commodore, we should be actively fighting for a pro-Philippines narrative to protect our national interests. Any last words, Alex?
Yeah, this has been a good space. And do you want to continue the space, or we will have later in the evening?
Have, we may have later in the evening. I'm off to lunch. I need to go to lunch.
Almost lunch already. Thank you, of course, to our host, Ivan, co-host, and the listeners. And we will have another, I guess, follow-up space later in the evening, and we will be going back to the interview and reacting to what the good Commodore has said on this space. By the way, we will publish this space. Of course, this is recorded, but we will publish this on YouTube and TikTok. So, yep, feel free to use this as well.
Yes. Feel free to
We will
clip.
be sharing, yeah, we will be sharing content. It's your content as well. So please, you can record the space, or you can extract the raw file and and publish it on Facebook, on X. It's important that we uh, push back the propaganda by China by using the truth, and based on facts, right? So, any last words, Ivan, before we close the space? Of course, this has been organized by our group. It's called West Philippine Sea Defenders. We have a group chat, so if you want to take part in the discussion, okay, join. Our group is open to all, as long as we agree that we need to uphold. We stand by with the uh, the president. You know how he we stand solidarity with the president, the steps that the Philippines had taken so far in addressing the tensions in the West Philippine Sea. This is open for all. So if you want to be part of the group chat, it's like a 24-hour discussion of the West Philippine Sea. We try to like answer and counter argue yung mga false and debunk false narratives, because there is a lot. And we can be a part in pushing back the false narrative, di ba, Ivan?
Yes,
So
and
Ivan or me, if you want to take part on that, we have also a group chat on Telegram as well. So we will help you. Let's help each other debunk yung mga false narrative, as what the good Commodore has said earlier. There's a lot of propaganda, a lot of lies, and a lot of false narrative being furthered here on X. So it's important that as like-minded Filipinos, at least we agree on this matter, right? That we can band together and be part of the conversation, and meron tayong mga activities in relation to that. We have the takbo para sa West Philippine Sea, right, Ivan? And
mm,
there is going to be an upcoming convoy going to
and,
Scarborough,
and
right?
yes, and
Brilliant boat.
I
So
would especially like my last words. I would like to thank a lot of the questions came from our local Philippine defense enthusiasts, the open source intelligence accounts, those people constantly monitoring the AFP, like Aaron earlier, and then I see Phil and Talonsky and Dark over here, Dark Star over here. So thank you all. Think we will continue to hopefully host more spaces like this. Just the last words for me. Continue to love the country.
okay. All right. Happy Thursday to everyone. Here's to more spaces, and please be part of the conversation in about West Philippine Sea. So happy Thursday, everyone, and good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, wherever you are. And ending the space in 3, 2, 1.